face off with the Wolverine. We know on today's Nerdist News. Right now in New Orleans, Hugh Jackman is shooting his final outing as our favorite knucklehead in Wolverine 3. Story-wise, we know almost nothing about the movie, but we do know that it'll be A, set in the future, B, rated R, and C, see Wolverine facing off against an original villain played by Boyd Holbrook. And while it's a bit of a bummer that Jackman won't be taking down one of his iconic comic book baddies for his last hurrah, a little birdie done told us that we may be getting some more familiar faces than we'd thought. That's right, it's exclusive time! A source close to the production has confirmed for us that none other than the Reavers will be battling Old Man Logan in Wolverine 3. The Reavers, for those of you who don't know, are a group of cyborgs who've operated as both a gang of thieves and an elite military task force in X-Men lore, and they've got a history of hating on mutants under the leadership of Major X baddie Donald Pierce. Pierce, in addition to being half-robot himself, allegedly built the Reavers and uses them as his personal army to achieve his goal of wiping out mutant kind, and also some races of humans. The dude is just a horrible cyborg racist. He's pretty messed up. So how do the Reavers fit into Wolverine 3? Well, we know that the flick will be based in part on Mark Millar's Old Man Logan, which saw an aged Wolvie living out his days in seclusion in a villain-controlled post-apocalyptic world before his buddy Hawkeye drags him into one final adventure. But since Fox doesn't own the rights to most of the characters who appear in that storyline, we're guessing it'll be changed pretty extensively. We know that Patrick Stewart will return as Professor X, we know that, hello ladies, Stephen Merchant will be playing a role, and we have two mysterious villains confirmed. Former Spice Girls manager Richard E. Grant will be playing a mad scientist, maybe Donald Pierce himself, and Boyd Holbrook will be the new bad guy created just for this movie, a relentless, calculating, and intense head of security for a global enterprise. Well, one option could be that global enterprise is the Hellfire Club, which Reaver leader Donald Pierce was a member of. We saw the Hellfire Club, basically a shadowy bunch of elite, rich mutants who want to influence world events in X-Men First Class, and it's possible we could see a link to that film with Pierce as the group's new leader and the Reavers, led by Boyd Holbrook's character, as their security crew. Another possibility, and spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, this has to do with the post-credits scene in X-Men Apocalypse, is that this global enterprise is Essex Corp, the company run by Nathaniel Essex, aka Mr. Sinister. In the post-credits scene, a man wanders through the Weapon X facility before taking a vial of Wolverine's blood and placing it in a briefcase labeled Essex Corp. So yeah, we could definitely see this tying into Wolverine 3's plot, especially the rumor that X-23, a female Wolverine clone, would be making an appearance. And that leads us to our third and maybe best option. What if director James Mangold and his team are taking a looser approach to the Reavers and using it as an opportunity to force Wolverine to face off against all of his greatest enemies one final time? If Richard E. Grant is playing Mr. Sinister and Essex Corp is using the blood of various mutants to build the Reavers, could they be reanimated cyborg versions of the greatest enemies Wolverine has faced across the X-Men cinematic universe? We've heard rumblings that Liev Schreiber would be returning as Sabretooth. Lady Deathstrike, who appeared in X2, was a primary member of the Reavers in the comics, and there are still a bunch more surviving minor baddies out there like Toad, Blob, and of course Vinnie Jones's Juggernaut from X3.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Ooh, just kidding about that last one. But seriously, taking the post-apocalyptic world of Old Man Logan and replacing all those Marvel heroes and villains with cyborg versions of the greatest enemies Hugh Jackman has faced over the past 16 years he's been playing Wolverine, well, that would be pretty epic. Will it be what we get when Wolverine hits theaters this March? We'll just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Which Wolverine movie villains would you like to see come back for the threequel? Which Reaver is your favorite? Do you think Wolverine 3 will feature the Siege Perilous, a cosmic device that popped up in several Reaver storylines? Let's discuss. And a special shout out to our buddies at Blizzard who brought us the incredible Overwatch. If you're looking to cycle through the most unique group of 21 characters you've ever played as, including cyborg ninjas, tank transforming robots, futuristic gunslingers, and a genius genetically engineered gorilla every time you respawn, then make sure you grab the new team-based shooter out now, available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Thanks for sponsoring us here at Nerdist Overwatch.